You're back.
Don't act so. You can say hi. I'm not jerk.
You can go now, Mr.
I know.
All right, I'm just gonna get straight to it. I'm assigning you to one of the toughest parts of the hanging guard.
Why is that?
Because if you're gonna die here...
Thanks. Really appreciate it.
You work here as long as I have. You start to see the patterns. And you're just a poor...
I didn't take you for such a
I
sen.
just don't like this crap. This needless...
The believers make it out like it's what we deserve.
The believers can go sucking it.
Hey!
Don't you freaking tell them I said that.
I don't get it. If you hate sending neons to their doom so much,
You think I got a choice?
I don't see why you wouldn't.
Of course not. You're a mortal. Spoiled by the free.
It's really not that hard. You could just walk up to the...
And you could just get the hell out of my...
Hey! You better choose your words carefully. They might be the last you...
Not with my luck, it won't.
Love you too, Mikey. It's weirdly quiet. What happened here?
Come out, come out.
That voice.
So that's where you...
No!
Getting a lot of medals for this crap, Green?
Medals hardly excite me anymore. When you've been here as long as I have,
You're
pretend to despise me all you like, White. But the attraction is undeniable.
Don't, Mr. Starters. Answer me!
Foolish, forgetful boy. I am every instance in which you unsheath your sword. Every life you take. I am your creator!
Say something that makes sense, damn it!
My such rage. I knew in the end you could...
Oh, I'll shove this sword straight up your ass. Damn it, Green! Didn't even break a sweat. Not bad. Yeah. Another one down. I'll take it.
Get back here, Green!
Be a good boy and...
Red, what are you...
Saving your ass. Now run. What are you doing, right?
Red!
Let her go!
What's the matter, Red? Angry I picked him over you? My life? Give it up, Red. It won't be any different this time. White has always known his place.
Red!
Go to Heaven's Edge. There, you
What if I seek your head on a goddamn...
know this, boy. No matter how far you stray, you will...
Red, what... Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. It's just my neck is killing me. You okay, White?
Red, never mind. Talk later. Yeah. Another one down. Yeah. Didn't even break a sweat. first try, too.
I think that's the last of them.
So, when were you planning on...
What?
I heard what Green said. Why did you...
I'm sorry.
You only waited what? Stab me in the back?
No, I thought that if you knew
Our goals!
You don't understand the effect Green has on you. I didn't want to lose you to him.
Look, if we're gonna work together...
Okay. We were a part of a small group of assassins. You, me, Yellow, and Violet. Green, he was our boss. But he was always more than that to us. He trained us all himself. Things were good, until they weren't. By the end, Green had become so consumed with... He insisted on one last mission. The risk was high, and the rewards negligible. But Green had you wrapped around his finger, and us around yours. We went through... You don't have to say...
Green and I...
Stop. White, seriously, stop. I've spent so many years hunting for the Book of Life, and it's stupid. I'll finally told you the truth. Promise me you won't let the past get in our way.
You're right. Thanks for putting up with me.
You're lucky I never learned my lesson.
Not bad for a dead guy, huh?
And so the Lord in all his mercy said to us, "Believers, won't you grant them these
Psst. Red, do you think... Hey.
The clock is ticking, and we have...
What about heavens...
What?
Green mentioned it yesterday. Said I'd find...
Are you...
Look, I know it sounds crazy, but we don't have...
Because it
We don't
sounds...
have to stay that long. We can just scope out the place.
No, I don't...
Trust me.
Why are you making me listen to your...
That's what told me I should partner up with you. Was it...
No fighting Green?
No fighting Green.
Fine. But if we die...
Fair enough.
You're back.
Mikey!
Ah, damn it, kid!
Come on, you don't...
I guess I for your reward. Another...
Actually, I was hoping it'd be something like...
Heaven's Edge! Are you in... Forget about it!
But you let me go to the...
That was different. Not even Green gets full reign of this place. Believers rules.
Oh, like you can't...
What do you want to go there for anyway? You're looking for the...
You know about...
Of course I do. I wasn't born.
So then, you also know that...
Still doesn't change my mind. You think you're the first Neon to think about gaming this?
You said I was different from
I
these...
said I thought you might...
I'm not interested in winning on the believer's term.
Can't you just be content with a lot? You get 10 days to muck about and see all your dead jerk friends. It ain't that bad.
I know you don't...
If they find out what you're doing, they won't just blow you and just won't get to participate in the Days of Judgment ever again. No more busting into my office. You realize?
Mikey...
You know what? Fine. If that's what you... It don't matter. I don't care.
Mikey?
Get out of my office.
Oh, man.
Now!
Welcome. Would you like to redeem a ticket?
Here's my ticket.
Splendid.
I didn't think a place like this exists,
And also unfinished? Who's...
Green?
What? Wait,
Sorry. I'm...
getting cold feet.
Nothing like that. I also may have...
Oh.
Now a pretty girl is patronizing me.
Sorry. Joking aside, if you've got things... So, why don't we... Sure. Something...
Oh. Whoa.
The Dominion Soul card.
Oh.
This bad boy's all yours, if you can catch it.
Not bad. Yeah. Didn't even break a sweat. Another one down. Didn't even break a sweat.
You're not running out of steam, are you?
No way. I'm just...
Oh!
Ha! Now hand...
Okay. So, would you say my attempt...
My heart...
That's unsurprising.
Oh. So mean.
Oh, hush. You like me the most when I'm mean.
Maybe you could show me what it's like when you're nice.
I don't know.
Try me.
Wait, what's that?
What?
Look, do you see it?
Probably just some heavenly litter. Not worth it.
I don't think glitter glows like this. It's all so weirdly warm.
Oh. What's with all these names written on it?
Not sure. It floated over from that direction.
Damn it. Yeah. Another one down. They should try making some hard ones. I'll take it. first try, too. Wow. The moon looks so huge. What the?
I don't understand. Is this whole sky fake?
You got that right, sister.
Mikey?
Heaven was never meant to be like this, you know? It used to be a featureless waiting room till the believers showed up.
What are you doing?
To tell you the truth, you bonehead, you can't go around playing hero if you don't know.
I could have had the truth this morning, you stupid.
Well, I didn't feel like telling.
For the love of God, please just...
Well, since you asked so nice. Back in the day, God spent the 10 days of judgment writing the names of the dead into either the book of life or the book of death. Those who sought forgiveness from those they'd wronged and extended forgiveness to those who'd wronged them were written in the book of life and granted an eternity of peace. The rest of the crumb bums would go into... Some of the dead were so disappointed by this afterlife business that they waged war on God, bent on turning heaven into the bougie paradise. The winners of that war are now known as the believers.
So they are a bunch of fakes.
But then...
Who can say? Haven't seen the big guy since it all went down, but I wouldn't proclaim him. The angels still feel his presence from time to time. As weird as it is to say.
Okay, that makes me...
Regardless, God's presence is always felt strongest during the time. I'm certain it's what's attracting all these demons. Poor souls that were written in the book of death wander into this tainted heaven and become monsters as they cross over. They've always gotten in the way of the believers' plans to rebuild this.
That's why they brought Green here, right?
Yes, ma'am. They plucked the strongest spirit they could find to do their dirty work. But even Green can't take on the
I assume that's where the rest of us neons come in.
Bingo! They need all the help they can get. And hey, if they find someone tougher than...
But what about the Book of Life? Do you know anything
You
about...
think I'd be working this job if I did? After the believers stole the Book of Death, God hid the Book of Life somewhere they'd never find. But if anything will spark that old codger's return, it's gotta be the...
So, it's all as I suspect, but we still aren't any closer to our goals.
Wait, what about that piece of paper?
Holy smokes! Are you kidding me here? This is literally a page from the Book of Life!
We found it just floating around, though it was glowing a
It'll
little.
glow brighter the closer it gets to its power source. Meaning...
That's incredible. We might...
Yes, we
Careful now, Shrimp. The missing Book of Life is the only thing keeping the believers from gaining the full spec. If you let this page fall into the wrong...
protect it with our lives.
Thank you, Mikey. You've helped me.
Yeah, don't...
What was that?
A rat. Not bad for a dead guy, huh?
You might think it unfair that forgiveness is... But imagine the anarchy if everyone...
I think we should call it off.
Really? Is that... I'm just not like you to question orders. Was it
No? No one put me up to anything. It's just...
And whose fault is that? It's your job to prepare the others.
So you want me to lie to them?
All right. You know what?
Green.
No, I'll go ahead and break the news to the team that you denied their case. But worst of all, you denied me. The man that gave... Is that what you want to turn your back on me?
Look me in the eye, boy, and tell
No!
White, you know it pains me to yell, but you understand how this comes...
You're right.
That's what I thought. Now get out there, grab some...
Hello?
Huh?
You ready to find that damn book?